doing, I'm cutting extra for the front. So I decided to just cut that one extra piece that I got into three, and I can use the other one for anything I want to do next, right? So no wastage. Yeah, in this business we don't waste anything. So I went ahead and I cut and I got an extra piece, and I'm going to attach it to the front piece. Now remember, the front piece you are cutting four pieces. Can you see it? So you cut four pieces and start joining. So you join it together. You are placing it on it. See what I'm doing? That's what you are going to do. You place it on it. So after placing it, you go ahead and stitch. Then for the back, you are cutting three pieces instead of yeah, you're cutting three pieces instead of two pieces, 2.5. So you place it this way and stitch, you place and stitch. So I've gone ahead and I've placed them together and I've stitched it. So when you are placing, it's just a very little part you are placing, the edges, place it on top of each other and stitch. So it's time to cut out our trouser. Now this is it. Okay, to cut your trouser, you'll be needing your hip, your waist, your crotch measurement, and also your measurement I'll be using for the lap. So I've gone ahead and I've marked all the measurements for the trouser. I've added the crotch area, and and now I'm attaching the lap. Okay, so for the lap, I went ahead and divided it by after I divided it, what I had was 13 inches. So I went ahead and I joined the 13 inches, then added the extra that I needed for it. Okay, the sewing allowance. So that was just it for the front piece. So for the front, the crotch area, to get the crotch area, after you've marked your hip measurement divided by 4, I just want to rush through that. You are going to now divide whatever you have. So if you have your hip measurement divided by 4 and you have 10 inches, that 10 inches divided by 4, and you are going to get 2.5 inches. Okay, so that's what I use for the crotch area. So from that measurement you got from the hip plus sewing allowance and ease, you are going to now mark that 2.5 inches. So that's the crotch area from the front. I have tutorials on how to make trousers, but this is just an Ashoke tutorial on how to make trousers, so I might skip some part, so I just decided to explain it. Now I'm done. I'm trying to cut the bottom part of the trouser. It's like it's a palazzo, right? So you have to be able to cut it that way. So for cutting the front, you have to place the two sides of the front together. Okay, and remember it's fitted, so I'm going to cut the other side of it. Now this is the back. I'm done with the back, and I had to start marking the parts that you see they are opening. So I marked it so that I'll be able to remember the part that I'm going to stitch when I'm done cutting. So okay, those were the parts that when stitching it, the needle skipped it. Anyways, let's go ahead and cut the back. So you're placing front side facing front side, and you are going to place it on your table, cutting table, and make sure they are equal. Or if you can't get it like that, just use your pressing iron to press it. So take your front piece and place it on top of the back, and go ahead and cut. So before cutting, let's add the back measurements. Now this is a freestyle trouser pattern. So if you want to use the more modernized trouser pattern, don't worry. I think I have a tutorial on that. If I don't, I'm going to make one for you. Now you go ahead and you mark the crotch area. So for the crotch area for the back, I'm using 2.5, and for the other part, I'm using 2 inches. So I had to use a straight line to connect it. Then from the that crotch area, I came down by 2 inches all the way to the hem of the trouser. So the back is always wider than the front, guys. It's always wider than the front. That's why when you put on a trouser, you see the back part of the trouser coming to the front area. So the back is always wider than the front. So go ahead and mark. After marking it, I use the straight ruler to connect, and I had to just cut that side out. So after cutting it, so I decided to use my ruler to join the crotch area of the back, and voila, we are done. So now remember I said it's fitted on the waist area, right? So it's time to cut. So I mark my 9 inches, which is the hip measurement, and then for that I had to minus 2 inches, because remember we'll be adding the band, and I don't want it to be too long or to be too high. So I had to take out 2 inches. So when you've taken out 2 inches, you take your client waist measurement. So our waist measurement is 8 inches, then 1 inch for sewing allowance, and 1 inch or half an inch for ease. So you have to decide how you want to do it. If you want to add that, you can just add 1 inch for that. So I had to make sure everything was aligned. After I'm done, I went ahead and I cut it out. So go ahead and cut it out. That is for the waistline, so just to get that fitted part. Now what I did is, because remember the front is a bit bigger, the back is bigger than the front, you are going to add that on the back of your trouser. So it's time to cut the pocket for the front part. Okay, that front pocket. So I went ahead and I cut two pieces together. After cutting the two pieces together, I went ahead and I stitched them. So for this pocket, it's not a very wide pocket. Normally I usually use 7 inches for the wideness, then 10 inches for the length, 7.5 inches for the wideness. So if you 7.5 inches, divide it by 2, when you fold it into two, it's going to give you like, let's say 15 inches, right? But I'm using just two patches of Ashoke, not more than two. So I just decided to use that. Now it's time to cut. So I went ahead and I did the same measurement, but anyways, you can just reduce it, because when I finished cutting it, I wasn't excited about it. So you can reduce it instead of using that 3.5 inches for the wideness part. Okay, but it's all good. At the end of the day, the pocket wasn't that big, but it's, for me, it's just like a decor. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut it out, and after cutting the pocket part, then you go ahead and you stitch. Anyways, I have a video on how to make pocket. So if you don't get the detailed info here, you'll see it on the description below. So after cutting, you are going to stitch it. So place the pocket and the other side of the trouser and stitch front side facing front side. So that's just it. Then go over and double stitch on, flip it and double stitch on the lining or the pocket side of the trouser. So that's just how it is for the pocket. So okay, so let's go over for the other parts. Now this part that I'm measuring is what I needed for the waist of the trouser. So you are going to cut extra, like extra. So let's say your waist is 32, you'll be cutting like 34 or 36 inches. Just make sure it's more than enough, because remember we'll be adding zipper to this pinafore. So cut extra. Then when you're done cutting it, you are going to place it. So, or you can use your pressing iron to just iron half an inch on it. Now this is the part we'll be using for the pinafore, and there's no need to stitch anything like, oh, let me take a measurement for the side on how to get the curve, because there's no point. I'm just using two patches, and that's just it. And this is the length. So for the length, you have to determine how you want the length to be. um if you want it to be very close to your neck, if you want it to come down a bit, just guys decide on it. Like I said on the previous Pinafore video, you have to decide it. It's not it's your customer preferences. There are some that you just use, you have to do like bodice measurement, bodice pattern, then cut the like a round neck. So there are some like that. There are some that is just like kind of straight. There's no need to cut round neck or anything. Just use your bust measurement. So for the bust, you are going to now determine how wide you want the pinafore to be. So I went ahead and I fold it on both sides. You fold it on both sides. After folding on both sides, I'm trying to get the wideness of it. So your client's boss, you have to use that to get the measurement. So my client boss was like 36 inches. So when you divide it by two, because remember we're using the waist, so when you divide it by two, I got what I decided to use was like 13 inches for it. Okay, so that was what I did. I just went ahead and stitched that part, close it, and join the midpoints together. So I'm going to show you later. I think I added a design to the front part of the um pinafore, and you can do that. You can just take extra patches and just add uh, a patch to it, and just make be creative. The point of sewing is creativity, right? So be creative. I added a patch to it like a pocket, so I'll show you at the end of the video. So go ahead and do the stitches. I'm showing this because at the end of the day I want to be able to stitch everything once and show you how to join them when I'm done stitching. So for this, you just go ahead and iron it. Can you see what I'm doing? Fold it and iron it. I'm folding just one part, that's the bottom part. So after folding the bottom part and ironing, I left the part that has the edges. So you do the same thing on top of the, because remember we are not using lining for this. It's an Asoke and it's very strong, so there's no need to use lining. So this is how it's going to be placed later. You place it in between the band. So don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm just giving you a brief instruction. Yeah, that's the word, a brief instruction on how it's going to look. So that is it, and let's keep it aside. So remember this one that I did earlier, right? So this is it. Now the difference is this one was the zip was at the back, right? Now the difference between this and the one that we are doing today is that the zip of the Ashoke trouser or pinafore is going to be by the side, not on the back of our outfits. It's going to be by the side. So this is it. I'm going to keep this aside. I'm just using it as an instruction. So go ahead, cut the belt that you've been using, and also the strap. Now you can decide that you want to use buttons or you want to use hook. Just decide how you want to do yours. Now let's talk about the cargo pocket. Now, guys, making Ashoke outfit is stressful. Now for the cargo pocket, you are going to cut four pieces, and so I went ahead and I cut four pieces of the patches that I'll be using for the cargo pocket. After cutting four pieces, I am going to cut the one I'll be using to design it, right? So you've gotten your four pieces. It's time to cut the design for the pocket. So that's how it was. You see, it's so you have to decide how you want it to be. So I decided to just swap the rows. One side is going to be up, the other side is going to be down. So now it's time to cut the part that you used to sew it round, right? And for this cargo pocket, there was no need to add the upper part to close it, because according to the outfit I got, it wasn't needed. So you cut the length after taking the total measurement of the patch that you cut or the pocket. You will take it and you are going to cut it into two, or you can cut it into three pieces. But I decided to use two because I want it to be a bit wide, right? So you can use 2 or 3 pieces. Yeah. Okay, so just cut it into 2 or 3 pieces, then so that you'll be able to get that. So now this is it. To stitch the cargo, this is how you are going to stitch it. Okay, so you stitch it round, then when you are done you fold it. I'll show you how to do it, but this is how you are going to stitch it. So go ahead and cut the other pieces. After cutting it, this is what we have. Okay, so I cut extra 4. This is what we have, and this is the first one that I did. I went ahead and I stitch it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to light the lights, put light on this video that I'm making. Okay, so this is it. Those the front pocket after stitching the front and the upper part. So now this is one side of the cargo pack trouser or pinafore, cargo pinafore trouser. So I just wanted to show you how it looks when you are done stitching it. So this is one side. Can you see it? That's how it's going to be. So you are going, if you want yours to be wider, you can go ahead and just use two p join two patches together, and it's going to be very wide. So I'm not using a very wide one. Now let me show you how to achieve this. So after you've joined the sides together, because when you have attached the pocket, you have to just join the sides together. For more detail on how to do this, guys, I'll put a video on the description. Now when you're done, is you have to iron it, search if there's any place that you need to stitch before you start attaching the cargo, because if you don't, you're just going to have that part, so it's going to be double work when you want to lose and start stitching again. So you see what I'm doing, I'm trying to make sure everything is in order. Now I'm done checking for any openings. Now this is the cargo after joining that part together. So you see it, when you join it, you are going to now fold the upper part, only the upper part. You are folding the upper part because you are top stitching on the upper part. Can you see it? You stitch top stitch on only the upper part. Guys, can you get what I'm saying? Only on the upper part. Then after you have done stop stitching it, you are now going to stitch the bottom, stitch the other side to the trouser, but you are not stitching you are not joining the other side. It's only the upper part you are stitching together with the pocket. Okay, that flap that we had, you are stitching it only on the upper part. Then when you are done stitching on the upper part, maybe like 1 inches, you are going to now go ahead and stitch on only the flap to the trouser, not the entire pocket. Okay, so this is it, and you have to take your measurement. Ask your client, do you want it to be too high, do you want it to be low? Just ask so that you know how to make the pocket. So for folding, you know, Ashoke is easy and is kind of difficult when you want to do them. There are some that are very, like the purple one was a bit difficult to press. It was, when I finished pressing, it was a bit lighter, but the other color wasn't that light. Okay, so um that's it. When you are done stitching the cargo, you go ahead and join the crotch area together. After joining the crotch area, I just wanted to explain it. So you go ahead and join the crotch area. After joining the crotch area, you go ahead and just join all the other side of the trouser. So join the crotch area, you join the trousers. After hemming the trousers, just remember, leave the part for the zipper, and also we are going to join the band. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and show you how it looks when I'm done stitching. So I've gone ahead and joined the sides together, the front side, the back side. Okay, so we're done, and the front and the back are joined. So it's time to attach our band again, the main part of this tutorial. Okay, there are so many main parts of this tutorial. Anyway, don't mind me. So I'm trying to make sure everything is arranged. So what I realized was, well, I needed to add that because Even if I wanted the back to be wider, you have to add that so that it will be equal, right? So that you will not be having too much excess. After adding the dart, I went and I attached the crushed area together and stitch. So this is the band. Now remember, we are not putting the band in the, we are putting it in the middle, but we are not taking it all the way to the back. We are taking it all the way to the side. Okay, so that is it for the band. So you can place it in between and stitch. After ironing, guys, you iron it, place it in between, and you stitch it all the way around. Okay, so that part that you have. So you see what I'm doing? I was like, why am I having essays? How come I'm having essays? Oh, that was when I realized I wanted to add that to the back and I forgot. So I went ahead and added that to the back in order for me to eliminate the essays that I had. So that's what you do for yours. You add the darts to the back of your outfit in order for you to eliminate the excess that you have. So go ahead and do that. And when you're done, join the band together to the bottom part. Then leave the upper part open. Okay. So the upper part was where I left the part, the edges that came with the Ashoke, that chapped edge. I left it open. I did not fold it in because I needed like a design. So now this is it, and it's time to add the upper part. Yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done. So you have to fold your trouser into two to get the midpoint. After folding into two to get the midpoint, I fold. I had to iron, fold, and oh my god, it was stressful. I even found out that there were some parts that I made a mistake. I had to lose and stitch. Can you see this? Can you see the battle that I was having? So you mark after you're done. You go ahead and you're done. You have to mark it. Hmm. Ashwagi is hard. Is a hard fabric to work with. Strong, very strong. Okay, so you mark the midpoint. I had to iron it so that it will be very easy to work with. So you mark the midpoint of the upper part. That's the pinafore you are adding, and you place it in between. Okay, so you place it in between, and you go ahead and stitch. So remember, guys, I said when I started stitching this, that was when I remember that, oh, I wanted to add something unique to this pinafore, and I realized that I could just add, you see the pocket patch that we did, I could do that. So I went ahead and I did that and I added it. So before stitching, just look, if you want to make a design, attach it before you stitch the pinafore. So go ahead, spin it and join it. Now for the belt, the other part, that strap for the pinafore, you'll be attaching it to the side, both sides of the back trouser. Okay, so this is it. I went ahead and stitch and I attach it to it. So you decide if you want button, if you don't want button, just make a quick decision to know what you want, though is up to you. If you want button, if you don't want button, it's up to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch and show you how it looks when I'm done stitching.